Hello and welcome to TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys, to a news roundup coming up for you today. And certainly I haven't done one of these for a little while, but of course, big news to discuss today. It's all surrounding Neymar, but it's not just about Neymar here. What we're going to be talking about in today's video is, of course, the final assault here for Neymar Jr, the real attack from Barcelona to get this signing done, but also the implications of that. What Barcelona are having to do to try and get the money, to try and sanction this move. It's all coming up right here for you guys. Let's get on with it. So if I start first and foremost by saying that today, Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain once again now for the second time have met face to face in Paris over the signing of Neymar Jr. Barcelona arrived this morning, 7:30 they arrived in Paris by private jet. Eric Gambardella was there, Javier Bordas, Andre Curry and Oscar Grau all arriving in Barcelona, sending there our big hitters to try and get this deal done. And in the meeting for PSG, in the meeting there representing Paris Saint-Germain, of course the sporting director Leonardo has been there right the way through these negotiations, but also Nasser Al-Khelaifi. And that's the big hitters of Paris Saint-Germain to Nasser Al-Khelaifi in that meeting. And for the first time it was reported in the Spanish media both last night and also this morning there was a completely different feel about negotiations. For the very first time, Coke came out and said that sources close to Barcelona are coming out and saying, look, there's real optimism right now about completing this deal. They believe that it can happen, and they believe right now that PSG have almost accepted that he's going to go to Barcelona. If they're going to sell him this summer, it's not to Real. They cannot consider any bid from Real. It's going to have to be to Barcelona. And that's where the real decisive moment, I feel, has come into this negotiation within the last few days. And it's all surrounding the behaviour there of Neymar Jr. It's all surrounding what he's done actually to accelerate this and actually pull Barcelona to come and get him right now. Because I've always said that Barcelona have been waiting right throughout the transfer window for Neymar to say, I only want Barca, to single out the interest there from Barca. I want to return and I don't want to go anywhere else. And reportedly, over the last few days, on Monday, Neymar met with the club and apparently in that meeting there, he said, look, I want to go to Barcelona and Barcelona only. And from that moment, it really opened things up in our favour because now PSG realise they've got to negotiate. If they do want to sell him, which deep down, I still feel like they do want to sell him, they do realise that they can get some money in. They realise here it'll be a big problem avoided for them if they can get rid of Neymar. And certainly now, negotiations between the two are taking place and they are making ground. And it's very interesting because, of course, Neymar, they're actually telling the club that he wants to go to Barca, that he doesn't want to go to Real, then he does want that return, singling out Barcelona there and really helping negotiations. And since then, you've seen a few things which point to that too. You look at the message that Rivaldo there sent out on social media, of course, compatriot of Neymar, a Brazilian who played for Barcelona too. He came out there with a big message on Instagram, basically saying, you must take Neymar back. Neymar is desperate to return to Barcelona, and I really hope the board there take it upon themselves to bring this guy back. And of course, liking that post, Neymar's father. Clearly there, the signs are now that Neymar has singled out Barcelona. He has done what they want. He hasn't done it publicly, but behind the scenes, where he needed to, he's pushed the right buttons, and PSG now are negotiating with Barcelona. But that doesn't really change the fact that we still don't have the money. We still don't have the out-and-out cash to go out and buy Neymar and get him right now without any implications. If we are going to sign Neymar, you are certainly going to see things that are going to be happening elsewhere in the club as a direct consequence to doing that. Now, according to sources, today in Paris, in that meeting, Barcelona have made an offer to Paris Saint-Germain of 170 million euros. But that's an upfront fee. That is a fee that would be paid this summer. Apparently that first offer was actually made there in 2 installments of 85 million each, so maybe we'd pay 85 million now, maybe we'd pay 85 million later, but PSG were not happy with that either. But Barcelona do appear once again to have changed tactic. Right now, they're not currently going down the loan route, they're not going to be exchanging players, they are currently trying to actually buy him now, get him now, pay the money now. But again, I don't see how they can do it. I don't see how they can do it without either of these things. Number one, sending the club into financial trouble because we do not have the money. It's as simple and as easy as that right now. In our pocket, in the club's finances, just like you saw with Griezmann, where we actually have to take out a loan to finance part of that move, we do not have the money to pay 170 million euros right here, right now for Neymar Jr. So number two, what you might be doing there is actually having to shift some players. Shift there from players off the the wage bill, to get some transfer fees in, but I feel like we've been doing that all summer long. We have been trying to make player sales, but it simply hasn't happened. Now, according to MD today, Barcelona still are working on some sales. The names that were mentioned were Ivan Rakitic, Arturo Vidal, Ousmane Dembele, and Samuel Umtiti. But only one of those players I can see right now leaving the club, because I don't think Umtiti's going to go. I don't think we'd leave ourselves that short at centre-back. Ousmane Dembele, apparently some people were saying he was going to be included in the operation. Possibly he could still go to Paris. And look, it does remain an option if Barcelona get very, very desperate. They might throw in Dembele as a real last-gasp effort. But I still don't feel Dembele will leave the camp now this summer, because he is still very, very intent on staying. And also Arturo Vidal has no intention of leaving. So the only one there out of that list who will leave this summer, potentially, is Ivan Rakitic, who also doesn't want to go. But this one is slightly different, because over the last few days, over the last few weeks since the season started, there's been a real change in atmosphere towards Ivan Rakitic from the club. Because all summer long, Rakitic was saying, you know what, I'm staying, I've got a contract, I've got no chance of leaving, I don't want to leave, I'm going to fight for my place, I believe my place in the team is pretty secure. But since then, we started the season, he was on the bench, of course, against Athletic Club. He did come on in the second half, but he was on the bench, which was a surprise there from Ernesto Valverde. And also, in our last game against Betis, didn't even get off the bench. He was an unused sub against Betis at the Camp Nou. And according to media there, in Barcelona, Rakitic has actually been told by the club, you know what, if you do stay, if you're really, really intent on staying, if you reject the offers that we put your way to actually leave the club, you won't play. We will not play you. So if you want to play, you should go. And they're actually getting very, very firm right now with Rakitic, and there is reported interest there from Juventus right now. But again, when you're talking about those deals, a season-long loan is being mentioned there, Rakitic to Juventus. That doesn't give us any money, that doesn't give us any extra funds there for Neymar Jr, and I still don't see, right to this moment, how we can finance this deal. Like I say, it might happen. Certainly with Barcelona right now, they're very, very confident. They do believe they can get this done. They're negotiating with Paris Saint-Germain. They're trying to move some things around. But even so, without putting us in financial trouble, without really straining the finances of the club, how is it possible to do the deal this summer? With the loan deal, I could see how maybe they were going to get that to work. They were going to get in this summer, but we weren't going to pay until a year from now, maybe even more than that. And if you're exchanging players, it's very different indeed. But paying all of that fee now, if they're going to try and do that, that's a real stretch. And I still think it's going to be tough. But right now, in the Spanish media, Barcelona, confident. They're in Paris, they're negotiating, the negotiations have been accelerated there by Neymar coming out and saying, look, I want Barca. But will it happen? That remains to be seen. What I also want to do in today's video, guys, is just bring you here some deals that are going to be going through from Barcelona B, and also here just clear up one or two things. First and foremost, Oriol Busquets, of course, he's been rumoured to have been leaving the club this summer, and I'm actually very happy because he's not left on a permanent deal. I think there's somebody who is talented, he's got some serious injuries, he's overcome that now, and he's going to be spending the season there in the Eredivisie at FC 20. He's completed there a season-long move there to FC 20. The Dutch side will have no option to buy, so he will be coming back to Barcelona at the end of that there. It should be a really good experience for him in Eredivisie, but also there with that one, no loan fee. So we haven't even gained anything there from the loaning of Busquets, but he is going to good place, good football there. Hopefully he can develop, show his talent, but he's going to be at 20 there for the coming season before returning to Barcelona. And also there, Juan Miranda. That one is very, very close indeed now. Marseille have been chasing him, Juventus have been chasing him as well, but Miranda looks to be on his way right now to the Bundesliga, to Germany, to join FC Schalke. And that one, once it goes through, like I say, very, very close. Apparently that one is not going to be announced until just after the Busquets move, so that should be any time now. But Miranda is going to be heading to Schalke. It's a loan deal. Again, good playing time there. He's going to be in the team. Apparently Schalke are very much in need of a left-back. He's going to get some game time. He's going to be playing there in a top league with some very good teams. That should help him. That should develop him. And also there, I believe, that Miranda will be returning at some stage to Barcelona. So two players there with talent, with quality. That's what we like to see. But of course, the big question from today's video, it's all about Neymar. And it's very, very difficult right now because, of course, after the weekend, we saw Carlos Perez, we saw Ansu Fati, we saw the quality there of La Masia actually given an opportunity to shine through. But here we are once again now, chasing the big names, chasing the big deals. And like I say, this might happen, and certainly if we're Neymar to join, he is a world-class player. I don't think any of us deny that. But all we're saying to the board is right now, are you making the best possible decisions for the club as a whole, for the club financially, on a financial scale? Is it the right move? You don't want to endanger anything. I just hope that for once in our lives here, we do something properly. Think this through, make the right choice. Will it happen? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, any updates at all for you guys, anything at all, I'll be right here. But until next time, as always, Visca! Hell Barça!